Trout, still just 23 years of age. Trout's Angels take on the Royals next on Fox Sports 1. On a beautiful Saturday evening in Southern California, we welcome you to Angel Stadium. It's the second of a three-game series between the Angels and the Royals. Good evening, everybody. Kenny Albert with Eric Karros. Angels' best record in baseball a season ago, but they were swept in the division series by the Royals. And, Eric, this season, Kansas City off to a 4-0 start.
Well, they want to prove that last year was no fluke, and they've started right where they left off last year. The defense has not committed an error yet, and the bullpen has not given up a run. They've been lights out. Now, they go against an Angels ball club that is led by unanimous MVP Mike Trout, the greatest hitter of our generation, Albert Pujols, and the man who led the American League in victories last year, Jared Weaver. He's looking for one tonight.
Second start of the season for Weaver. He'll be opposed by the Royals' Jeremy Guthrie. Kansas City 4-2 victory last night of the series opener. Angels look for some revenge here tonight. Welcome back to Anaheim on Fox Sports 1. Kansas City Royals with a record of 4-0, only the third 4-0 start in franchise history. Angels at 2 up and 2 down over their first 4 games. Angels won 2 of 3 in Seattle and then lost to the Royals 4-2 here last night. As the Angels take the field, Mike Trout heading out to his center field position, the reigning American League most valuable player.
And no question about it, last year, unanimous MVP. Followed that, a few years ago, the unanimous Rookie of the Year as well. Only player in the history of the game, unanimous winner of Rookie of the Year and MVP.
Here's the lineup the Angels will be facing tonight. Escobar will lead off for the Royals, the shortstop, followed by the third baseman, Moustakas. Lorenzo Cain, the center fielder, bats third. Eric Hosmer in the cleanup spot. Then the former Angel Morales, the DH tonight. Alex Gordon in left field, bats sixth. Bottom of the order, Alex Rios, Salvador Perez, and the second baseman, Omar Infante, for Ned Yost's defending American League champion Royals, as they will face the 32-year-old right-hander, tied for the American League lead in victories last season with 18, Jared Weaver.
That's Jared Weaver, not to be confused with his older brother, Jeff Weaver, a former pitcher in the big leagues. Jared has established himself as one of the top right-handers in the game. You see 18 wins, as you mentioned, last year, led the American League. Already questions this year the velocity, and it seems to hang with him every year, but he just keeps going out and winning ball games.
And we'll talk about that throughout the broadcast. Weaver, the opening day starter for the Angels for the 6th consecutive year. He set an Angels record with his 7th opening day start of his career. Allowed 4 earned runs in 6 innings in Seattle. Took the loss and will face Alcides Escobar, who will lead off for the Royals here in the top of the first inning. Escobar, one of 5 Royals with a hit in all 4 games so far this season. Royals have outscored their opponents 25-9 over their first 4. As Escobar falls behind, 0-1.
Well, Escobar is really starting to come into his own. Ned Yost telling us before the game he's not sure that there's a better shortstop in the game. Great defensive player coming into his own offensively. There's Ned.
Escobar started all 162 games for the Royals during the regular season in 2014. And Weaver strikes him out on 3 pitches.
Well, you saw what he did right there. He painted on the outside and then went further out. Escobar chases a ball that's completely out of the zone. Where Weaver gets effective and how he has success, he expands the hitter's zone. That was an 86-mile-an-hour fastball right there, Kenny.
So with 1 away, here's Mike Moustakas, who grew up here in Southern California. Had a terrific high school career. In fact, he set the state record with 54 home runs. Was named Mr. Baseball in the state of California back in 2007. And his struggles, Eric, during the regular season last year, well documented, but led all of baseball with 5 postseason home runs.
It really came into his own in the postseason. It took a trip to the minor leagues after struggling the first part of the season, but Ned Yost never lost confidence. Knew that it was more a mental thing. Was able to go down, get himself squared away, and really propelled this team in the offseason.
Moustakas 4 hits and 13 at bats so far this season for Kansas City. Look at his numbers last year. First 40 games, batting average of just 152.
And you see those 4 home runs in the first 40 games. That was early on. I mean, when he was sent down in the minors, I think he was leading the team in home runs at the time.
He finished the season with 15. Royals were last in all of baseball in home runs last season with 95. They already have 6 this year over the first 4 games. Payoff pitch from Weaver, and Moustakas will head down to first. A 1-out walk.
Well, you see, that was an 84-mile-an-hour fastball right there. And you take a look at these numbers over the years, and it's not so much how hard he is throwing, but the difference between the fastball and the changeup. The whole idea of a pitcher is to get the hitter off balance. But when there's a discrepancy of 10, 9 miles an hour, that can throw a hitter's timing off. But you look at it this year, almost 6 miles per hour difference. That's not too great. Not a great enough difference to create problems. You know, if I'm a hitter right now against Weaver, I'm going up there and I'm sitting on off-speed stuff. Because I feel like the 84, 85 isn't going to get by me.
The 0-1 to Lorenzo Cain. Fastball missing high and tight. Now 1-1.
And see, those last two pitches, it was a 68-mile-an-hour curveball, and then he followed that up with an 85-mile-an-hour fastball. Now that's almost a difference of 20 miles per hour. That can be effective.
Moustakas, the runner on first with 1 out. 1-1 to Cain. Another fastball high and inside. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Now,
Again,
anything,
85.
right, and if anything, if you don't have the velocity, then you better have the location. And early on right now, it looks like Weave is struggling a little bit with locating his pitches.
Catches the inside corner. Now 2-2. Lorenzo Cain, 7 hits in 16 at bats. The ALCS most valuable player last October. Two from Weaver, and it's fouled off back behind first.
They got that one up there at about 86 miles an hour. And again, we get talking about the velocity versus location. If you don't have the velocity, you just can't afford to miss. You could pitch at 84, 85 as long as you're hitting your spots. You just have to be a lot finer.
Two, and the count is full to the second consecutive Royals hitter.
Now, I'm not going to run Moustakas. Historically, Cain 0 for 4 against Weaver. All 4 of those at-bats, strikeouts.
Ball bounced away from Pujols. Moustakas back in.
Hey, look at that. Moustakas was thinking about going. You had him leaning right there. Whoa! Able to get back. Tough throw.
Eric Hosmer waiting on deck. 1 out, top of the first inning. Moustakas takes his lead off first. Moustakas goes. Payoff pitch. Cain strikes out. Throw down to second is not in time. So Moustakas steals second.
I thought he got him up top before he got to the bag. I think he got him. I think he got him. I think he got him on the shoulder before that foot gets to the bag. Right there.
And Mike Scioscia has come out of the Angels dugout. And we talked to Mike about the replay challenges a couple hours ago. This season, managers do not have to come out on the field to stall while their video folks are looking at it back in the clubhouse. They can signal the umpire.
This is all done to save time. They go back to New York, have somebody looking at the play. I'm just not so sure that it is definitive right there enough to overturn the call. But again, getting back to the entire play, now Cain has been up to the plate 5 times against Weaver, and he struck out all 5 times. That's why I didn't like Moustakas running in that situation. I'd like to have Hosmer hit in the first inning, especially with the runner on first base. Pujols having to hold him on. You got the big lefty up.
Moustakas chatting with the man who applied the tag, his ex-teammate Johnny Giavotella, along with Mike Trout. So the call on the field was Moustakas safe at second.
Did you see anything to convince you that he had him?
It's tough to tell. It looked like he swiped the back of the jersey. You can see the fold in the jersey move a little bit, but might not have been conclusive.
Right. Just for me, I've got to see something definitive there.
Bill Miller is the crew chief. Doug Eddings, the home plate umpire. And the call will not be changed. I agree with you, Eric. I don't think it was definitive on the replay.
I'm not saying he didn't get him, but for me, it just wasn't conclusive enough.
So it's a stolen base for Moustakas. The Royals, who led the American League in steals last year, are now a perfect 7 for 7 this season. So Kansas City with a runner in scoring position here in the top of the first inning, as Eric Hosmer steps in. That review officially took 1 minute 47 seconds. Hosmer with a hit in all 4 games this season, 0 for 4 lifetime against Weaver. A called strike, 0-1.
See that pitch, that breaking ball, less than 70 miles an hour.
Throw down to second. Pulls Ibar off the bag. 1-1 on Hosmer.
See Moustakas getting a big lead. Ibar already playing behind Moustakas, not having to give up much ground to get to second base. What that does, it shortens the secondary a bit by Moustakas and maybe gives the outfielders a chance if there's a play to play.
1-2 from Weaver. Hosmer down on strikes. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Weaver. For Mike Scioscia's Angels, followed by Mike Trout, then Albert Pujols. Matt Joyce in the cleanup spot, followed by David Freese. Eric Ibar bats 6th, bottom of the order. Efren Navarro, Drew Butera, and Johnny Giavotella. Jeremy Guthrie, the 36-year-old right-hander, making his first start of the season for the Royals. 13-game winner a season ago, started games 3 and 7 of the World Series. Calhoun, deep center field. Kane back on the track. Kane leaps. It's out of here. Leadoff home run for Cole Calhoun. His first of the season. Angels lead 1-0.
Well, Calhoun gets all that. Kane does a great job of trying to bring it back, but no bringing this one back. Calhoun, a very compact swing, short to the ball. You see this pitch just up and out over the plate. You watch Kane here, and his athleticism gets way up there, but even as good as he is, can't bring it back.
And for Cole Calhoun, that's his second home run in 5 career at-bats against Jeremy Guthrie as Trout rips one foul down the left field line, 0-1.
Well, 2 swings of the bat and 2 rockets. One over the fence, the other foul.
So after the Royals did not put a ball in fair territory in the top of the first inning, the Angels strike in the bottom half on their 5th home run of the season. Tenth career leadoff home run for Cole Calhoun. Now 3-1 on Trout. Trout with 99 career home runs, playing in his 498th game of the major leagues. Loop into right center, and it drops in for a base hit. A run on 2 hits for the Angels over their first 2 batters against Jeremy Guthrie. Derek, our keys to the game brought to you by Ford.
Well, question is Jeremy Guthrie going to continue to struggle? And 2 batters, both guys on, 1 run already on the board. Is Jared Weaver going to continue to dominate the Royals? We saw what he did in the first inning. They didn't put a ball in play, 3 strikeouts.
So with Trout on at first, here's Albert Pujols as Guthrie throws over. Pujols 3 for 14 with a home run against Guthrie. Pujols, of course, played his high school baseball just outside Kansas City in Independence, Missouri. He has 521 career home runs. He's tied for 18th all time.
Well, Guthrie, much like Weaver, has to hit corners. Doesn't have anything that's overpowering. I wouldn't go so far as to say he's a finesse pitcher, but he's not going to blow anybody away with velocity.
Trout goes on the ground to the third baseman. Moustakas fires across. So with 1 away, the Angels with a runner in scoring position. Here's Matt Joyce batting cleanup for the Angels tonight. Following 6 seasons in Tampa Bay, he has had tremendous career numbers against Guthrie. He's batting .412, 14 hits and 34 at bats. He has more base hits against Guthrie than any other pitcher he's faced. 0-1.
Yep, a couple of home runs. You know, and this is a guy that would like to be out there every day. Doesn't get a lot of opportunities against left-handed pitching. When he does get chances to be out there, really wants to open Sosa's eyes. And you see Guthrie just continuing to stay in off of the plate. Got to count 0-2. Either throwing way off outside or go back in even further.
So this time Guthrie wins the battle. He strikes out Joyce on 3 pitches.
That's an excellent pitch right there. That's that old Greg Maddux where you throw the pitch right at the left-handed hitter's hip and then it just comes right back over the plate. You see the movement on that. Just freezes the hitter. That's a great 0-2 pitch.
Speaking of freezing the hitter, in steps David Freese. With 2 away, bottom of the first inning, Angels lead 1-0. Freese first pitch down the right field line into the glove of Rios. Calhoun leadoff home run at Anaheim. Last season, he has his first of 2015. Angels lead 1-0 as Kendrys Morales leads off against Weaver. They're in the top of the second inning. The former Angel. He spent 6 seasons here in Anaheim. He was the team most valuable player back in 2009, finished 5th in American League MVP voting that season. Of course, suffered the horrific injury in 2010 when jumping onto home plate following a walk-off grand slam against Seattle.
Yeah, we were here to call that game, and I remembered him coming home, and then everybody excited, and all of a sudden everybody just separated. And what a tragic injury. Morales at the time, one of the top hitters in the game, potent in the middle of that lineup.
Missed the entire next season, has since played for Seattle and Minnesota. Now an important addition by the Royals during the offseason. First pitch to Alex Gordon, a called strike. 0-1. So a leadoff walk to Morales. Royals have still not put a ball in play. They've had 2 base runners. Weaver with 3 strikeouts and 2 walks over the first 5 batters he has faced.
Well, Doug Eddings tonight behind the plate. Looks like he's establishing that high strike zone.
The 0-2 and a called strike 3. 4th strikeout for Jared Weaver.
All 3 of those pitches, excellent pitchers' pitches, right on the corner, right at the top of the zone. Again, if Weaver can do that, velocity is immaterial.
So with 1 away, here's Alex Rios, just 6 for 31 lifetime against Weaver. First pitch strike Our statistician Marty Aronoff pointing out that up until this point, 4 first pitch strikes all led to strikeouts, 2 first pitch balls both led to walks.
So if things hold true, we're going to get a strikeout here, right?
One strike closer.
Marty's looking good.
He's in midseason form.
Marty, we going to Vegas after this?
To Rios. Now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rios, a 2-time All-Star earlier in his career, spent 6 seasons in Toronto, 5 with the White Sox. Last 2 as a member of the Texas Rangers. On the ground to the shortstop, Ibar. High throw, pulled in by Pujols. Angels turn the 6-4-3 double play. Of the 2nd inning. Eric Ibar leads off against Jeremy Guthrie and takes a called strike 1. Ibar 0 for 3 in last night's game, a career .344 average against Kansas City. Angels scored a run on 2 hits in the bottom of the 1st. Cole Calhoun with a leadoff home run, 10th of his career.
We talked about Escobar with the Royals. Eric Ibar. You see that from the Navarro. Ibar, an excellent shortstop as well. Had as much of an impact on this ball club last year as any. Plays well defensively, makes things happen, has a little bit of power. Very underrated player on this Angel ball club.
Ibar with a bloop into left center. It's a base hit. Leadoff single for Ibar here in the bottom of the second inning. Well, the Josh Hamilton story has been well documented in recent weeks. Suffered a reported relapse, also underwent shoulder surgery. He's not with the club. And for more, we head downstairs to JP Morosi. JP?
Kenny, yes, last week an MLB arbitrator did rule that whatever occurred with Hamilton during the offseason was not, in fact, a violation of the league's drug program. However, just yesterday, before the Angels' home opener, Angels owner Artie Moreno indicated to reporters that, in fact, Hamilton's contract does include some provision that would allow the team to have recourse. Now, the MLBPA did release a statement later Friday saying that was not the case. Kenny, all this has done really is injected even more uncertainty to a very awkward situation, I think, for the Los Angeles Angels. Thanks,
JP. Moreno was asked yesterday if Hamilton will play for the Angels again. His response was, "I will not say that."
The situation really, it screams for silence until there is some sort of remedy one way or the other. Obviously a very touchy subject. And what we need to be clear about is the arbitrator ruled that Josh Hamilton did not violate the terms of his reinstatement to baseball. Now, Artie Moreno referenced a contract provision. Whether or not that exists or doesn't exist, I'm sure in time we will find out. But obviously not a smooth situation, to say the least, right now with the Angels and Josh Hamilton.
Go to Navarro as we head back downstairs to JP. Not much of acknowledgement of Josh Hamilton here at Angel Stadium.
Yeah, Kenny, just yesterday coming to the ballpark, you notice there are no signs of Josh Hamilton, no posters. In fact, there is not even a locker for him in the Angels clubhouse right now. In terms of the facts of the situation, at the moment he is in Houston rehabilitating after right shoulder surgery, so he is on the DL at this point in time, and rather ironically, the Angels will be in Houston next weekend. Now, when we asked Mike Scioscia about this today, he said, listen, there has been conversation and communication between the organization and Hamilton, but it's unclear, Kenny, exactly what will happen when the team and Hamilton are in the same place.
We'll see how it all plays out. Thanks, JP. Navarro down on strikes. One away. Second strikeout for Jeremy Guthrie.
Oh, Guthrie doing a nice job of changing speeds. There's a changeup away. Navarro waving at the ball.
So with one out, here's Drew Butera making his Angels debut tonight. Spent the last 2 seasons with the Dodgers. After 4 years as a Minnesota Twin. First pitch down the left field line. Alex Gordon moving to his right for out number 2. So now the ex-Kansas City Royal, Johnny Giavotella, who received his American League Championship Series ring from Ned Yost last night, and Mike Scioscia was there to watch as the throw down to second is in time. So Ibar caught stealing for the 3rd out of the inning. 1-0 Angels through 2. As Salvador Perez leads off for the Royals here in the third against Jared Weaver. On one hop, nice play by Freese. Fires across. One away.
But you see Eric Ibar, he's trying to sneak one down to second base, but Omar Infante will have none of that. He's alert. And actually, that's a great play by Guthrie and Infante in order to get the speedy Ibar. I mean, they really had to stay cognizant of what was going on and then execute that throw while Infante was on the run.
So here's Infante to face Weaver. Infante 2 for 15 on the season. Start of the year 0 for 8. And he takes a called strike, 0-1. Right field, Calhoun, 2 away.
This could be Weave's first 1-2-3 inning. So far 2 outs on 3 pitches.
He walked 2 over the first 2 innings. Helped out by a double play in the second. Escobar struck out his first time up.
You see, he's doing it right there. That's an 83-mile-an-hour fastball.
You mentioned Escobar started every game last season. He currently has the 3rd longest active streak for games played, behind only Evan Longoria at 247, Freddie Freeman at 172. Another shot down to third, handled by Freese. So Weaver retires the Royals in order on 6 pitches in the third. Escobar was caught attempting to steal second back in the second inning. We started to tell the story about Johnny receiving his ALCS ring prior to last night's game from Royals skipper Ned Yost.
And you mentioned that Mike Scioscia was with Johnny, and when he called Johnny over, Johnny could be heard saying, "Oh, this can't be good." Well, it turned out well. Ned Yost able to present him with an American League Championship ring, World Series ring.
That's right. Mike went to Johnny in the clubhouse and said, "Come with me." And of course, Johnny's first thought was negative.
Yeah, as a young player, as a player that's just making a club for the first time, you do not want to be anywhere near that manager's office.
He spent 7 years in the Royals organization. Up the middle, fielded by Infante. One away. Well, Eric, Derek Jeter may have retired, but Major League Baseball in pretty good shape with these young stars.
It really is. Andrew McCutchen, Stanton, Trout, Mr. Machado coming back, man at third base, and of course, Mr. Harper. I mean, you watch some of those guys and the things that they can do physically, you shake your head. I mean, I know for me, watching Stanton take BP is worth the price of admission. I'm not talking about playing in a game. If you're ever out there and you have an opportunity to watch Stanton, go watch BP, because it's something you've never seen before.
Mike Trout on deck. Cole Calhoun at the plate. Led off the bottom of the first inning with a home run. His first of the season. It's 17 last year. Eric Albert Pujols quoted as saying last September, as the Angels clinched their division, "Cole Calhoun is our MVP." We also had the league MVP.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that people expected him to make the impact that he did last year. But he's just built to hit. And I mean that he's stocky, he's strong. He doesn't have those super long arms. He's got that compact swing. And just powerful. Guy can flat out hit.
2-2 from Guthrie. Grounded to first. Hosmer to the bag himself for out number 2. Well, here's Trout, singled his first time up. He was the unanimous American League MVP, yet so much was made about his league-leading strikeout total a season ago. We asked Mike Scioscia about it before the game. He said, "We're not concerned."
Nor should he be.
Fair ball, Moustakas. And the Angels are retired in order on 10 pitches by Guthrie in the third. Fast-moving game here in Anaheim. Angels lead the Royals 1-0 as Mike Moustakas leads off in the top of the 4th inning against Jared Weaver, who retired the Royals in order on 6 pitches in the 3rd. Moustakas walked his first time up. And he crushes this one. No doubt about it. Home run number 2 on the season for Moustakas. We are tied at 1.
No doubt about this thing. Absolutely hammered. May have been as high as it was far. You talk about just confidence in these guys, the way they carry themselves. And that's what the postseason did for this ball club. You see this pitch is out over the plate. Again, this is where if you don't have the velocity, see that back elbow tucked right there. Look at that. Love that. Love that. That's where you get the power. Wow.
We mentioned Moustakas grew up here in Southern California. He was born in Los Angeles. Made his major league debut in this ballpark in June of 2011. Did his first career home run here the next night against Joel Pinheiro. And now Kane with a base hit to right field. Moustakas, the first Royal with multiple home runs this season. They have 7 home runs now in 5 games. Last year they did not hit their 7th until game 19.
Well, and that's the thing. These guys have the capability of hitting home runs. In with the shift there. Drop one down. But again, it's not like these guys aren't capable. You stand up against Hosmer. I mean, he's 6'4", 6'5", big guy, tremendous power. Moustakas, you just saw where he hit the ball. These guys have the ability to hit 30 home runs. In time, I think they will. And time may be this year.
Ball back to the screen, 0-2. There are the numbers from last year. 6 home runs the first 18 games. They have already eclipsed that over the first 5. 6 different Royals with home runs.
And what that does, if you're not hitting home runs and you feel like you're a home run hitter, that's stressful. And you start to press and you try to hit the ball 10 miles. And then you're just digging yourself a hole. What this does with this nice start that they've had, getting some balls in the seats, then it doesn't become an issue. And you just go out there and you're relaxed. And you'll put more balls in the seats.
Hosmer struck out his first time up. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Weaver had not allowed a hit over the first 3 innings. Here in the 4th, Moustakas took him deep, and then Kane with a single to right field. Throw down to second, and Kane is tagged out by Ibar.
That was a great slide by Kane to the outer part of the bag. Ibar, an excellent job of getting that tag down. Patera's got a strong arm. And that's just a great tag by Ibar. So he starts with the glove up and brings it down. As a youngster, you're taught start with the glove down on the ground and come up, especially on those short hops. But when you are making a play like that, a tag play at second base on a steal, you got to be bringing that glove down so you can apply the tag. Ibar did a great job.
Leadoff pitch to Hosmer. Fouled off back behind first.
You watch where Ibar has the glove. It's up and he's bringing it down instead of it's on the ground and you got to come up, catch the ball, and then bring it back down. One of the few times you would hear from an instructional standpoint, start with your glove high.
Third walk issued by Weaver as Hosmer heads down to first. Pitch, hit, run, presented by Scotts, is the official youth skills competition of Major League Baseball. It's free for boys and girls ages 7 to 14. Play your way to the national finals and have the chance to compete during All-Star Week in Cincinnati. Find a local competition in your area at pitchhitrun.com. Morales takes a called strike. He walked his first time up.
And we talk so much about shifts in baseball. You see David Freese. He's over there at the shortstop position. I know I'm going to draw it there. I got it. And a great opportunity to drop one down. Or hit one down the line.
Ripped into the right field corner. Hosmer holds it third. Morales hit it second with a double. Second extra base hit of the inning for the Royals.
Again, that play by Eric Ibar applying the tag to Lorenzo Cain when he attempted to steal a base is looming even larger now. You see, this is the second time through the lineup here. Moustakas a home run, Cain a base hit, Hosmer a walk, Morales a double.
Here's Alex Gordon called out on strikes his first time up. Second and third with one out.
Gordon saw 3 pitches his first at bat, 2 pitches the upper part of the strike zone, and then 1 on the outer part. 3 excellent pitches by Weave.
1-1.
Again, as a hitter right now, you've got to just sit off speed. Not going to get beat by an 84, 85 mile an hour fastball. I think that came in at 83. And you see the second time around the Royals hitters a bit more familiar, having more success.
So Gordon strikes out for the second time. 5th strikeout for Jared Weaver, now 2 away.
That's a great job by Jared Weaver. Expanding Gordon's zone, gets him chasing a pitch, not even close. You know, one of the things we talk about velocity, but there's an actual velocity of what it's really coming to the hitter. And what I mean by that is Weaver is a tall man. He's closer to the hitter.
Here's Alex Rios grounded into a double play. His first time up. Second and third, 2 outs. Top of the 4th inning at Anaheim, tied at 1.
You see how far out Weave is. I mean, look at that. And so 83 from that distance as opposed to a pitcher with a shorter stride is different.
Base hit into left field. Hosmer scores. Here comes Morales. Throw to the plate is not in time. Royals take a 3-1 lead.
Well, the two new additions to this Kansas City Royals ball club, Alex Rios and Kendrys Morales, come through with big base hits this inning. You see Morales, he's hustling around. Hosmer scoring. Hosmer telling him to get down, get down. You see, if the base was if home plate was 3 feet closer, Kendrys would have had a perfect slide. You see that? I got to get there. I'm going to get there. Great job of hustling. You know, both of those additions, though, to this lineup, when you think about it, Ned Yost told us in the pregame meeting, 7-game series against this Royals ball club, against last year's Royals ball club, he'd take this year's team. And one of the reasons he mentioned is the length of this lineup now, with the addition of Rios, Morales. You know, the only thing that he mentioned that could stop this ball club, in his opinion, health.
Right.
You know, if they suffer some injuries to key people, that, as any club, it's going to curtail their season.
He said, I wouldn't change anything. If we stay healthy, it will be a fun summer. Talk about the additions of Morales and Rios and Edinson Volquez. Ned told us we did extensive homework. We wanted to make sure we brought in guys who fit in with our core. They made it all the way to Game 7 of the 2014 World Series. First trip to the postseason in 29 years. Perez with a shot. Into the left field corner. It's gone. A 2-run home run, his second of the season. It is now 5-1 Kansas City.
We talked about it. You can sit off speed. This is 75 miles an hour here. And we talk about the second time through. Second time through this lineup, the guys have been dominating. You see Oz, he's excited. I mean, this team is playing with a youthful exuberance. It's almost like a college team. You know, and that can be dangerous. This is a team that, and when I mean dangerous for other ball clubs. They get some momentum, they swagger, the confidence. And it was very important for them to start this year on a high note, because a lot of people, a lot of experts were picking this ball club at 3 or 4 in the division. I think this matchup right here, the Royals and the Angels, that's going to be your American League Championship Series.
It was the American League Division Series last year, and the Royals won the first 2 games in this ballpark, both in 11 innings. On home runs from Moustakas in Game 1, Hosmer in Game 2. And then they took Game 3 at home, 8-3, to sweep the series. Another shot into left. This one will drop in front of Joyce for a base hit. 6th hit of the inning for Kansas City. .30 pitches here in the 4th inning thrown by Jared Weaver. He's allowed 5 runs on 6 hits after he did not allow a hit over the first 3 innings, and pitched a 6th inning or a 6-pitch 1-2-3 3rd inning.
You know, in watching him the first 3 innings, it wasn't, again, as he was overpowering. He was hitting spots. He had some movement, and I think the Royals hitters, they may have even been too aggressive. The second time through, been more patient. I think they were sitting on off-speed pitches, not worried so much about the fastball, and they've been able to garner some success.
You saw Drew Zinski up and throwing in the Angels pen. He's scheduled to start for Mike Scioscia on Tuesday. Here's Escobar as the Royals bat around here in the fourth.
Escobar his last time up, hit a hard ball down to third base.
Center field, Trout. So the Royals bat around, score 5 runs in the fourth, including 2 home runs. Albert Pujols takes a called strike as he leads off for the Angels here in the bottom of the fourth inning against Jeremy Guthrie. They're the 2 home run hitters, Moustakas and Perez, for the Royals in the top half, as Pujols flies out to Kane in center.
Well, you see that last inning for Jared Weaver, 6 hits, 1 walk. And I can't say enough. It was the second time through the lineup. So these Royals hitters had a chance to gauge him. I think they were probably a bit anxious that first time through. Weaver had a couple of strikeouts, had guys swinging at pitches out of the zone. Royals were much more tempered second time through.
First pitch to Joyce. Low and away. Joyce called out on strikes his first time up. We talked about his success against Guthrie throughout his career. Now 1-1.
Well, very important inning for Guthrie here for a lot of reasons. Not only to sustain the momentum, but this is the middle of the Angels lineup. You'd like to get back in the dugout, get your offense back up to the plate. And remember, you've got that vaunted bullpen. Yet to give up a run this year. In 4 games, they got 3 saves, 1 win. Again, this is where you just put your foot down if you're Guthrie.
Guthrie has retired 9 of the last 10 Angels he has faced. And a diving catch made by the left fielder, Alex Gordon, who's won 4 straight Gold Glove awards. Terrific play in left to retire Joyce.
And he's made himself into a great defensive player. Remember, he started off as a third baseman. They moved him to the outfield, but this guy is relentless as far as work. And he may not be the most talented player out there of the bunch of the young guys, the Moustakas, the Hosmer, the Kane, but there is nobody that is going to outwork Alex Gordon.
3 Royals won Gold Glove awards last year. Gordon, his 4th in a row. Hosmer and Perez, their 2nd straight. And we asked Ned Yost about it before the game. He said the Royals, in his mind, deserve 5 or 6 Gold Gloves last year.
Well, they're very athletic, and they are a very entertaining team to watch. And whether it's watching them defensively, watching them on the bases, they're hitting for power now. They show a lot of energy in the dugout. I guarantee you, there are a lot of people right now that have watched this beginning of the season going, you know what, I'd like to, can I redo my picks? Because I think I got to move the Royals up to the top of the division.
Center field, Kane moving to his right. A 1-2-3 fourth for Guthrie. 5-1 Royals. Back-to-back American League East showdowns. Orioles and Red Sox, Yankees and Rays. Coverage begins at 3:30 Eastern on America's home for baseball every Saturday. Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Mike Moustakas led off the 4th with a home run against Jared Weaver. Now leading off the 5th with the Royals leading the Angels 5-1.
Moustakas having a nice night so far. Walked his first time, stole a base, and hit a mammoth home run.
On the ground to the right side, backhanded by Pujols. Weaver covering. 1 away. Tonight's game brought to you by Chevrolet, the official vehicle of Major League Baseball. Kenny Albert, Eric Karros, J.P. Morosi from Angel Stadium. Angels took a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 1st on a Cole Calhoun leadoff home run, but the Royals answered with 5 runs on 6 hits against Jared Weaver in the 4th.
And we talked about it earlier that, you know, this Royals team not known for power last year. This year, hitting home runs like it's nothing. 2 tonight. Moustakas and Perez.
8 on the season in 5 games. Last year the Royals hit their 8th home run in their 20th game.
That's crazy.
It's their third game with 2 home runs this season over the first 5. The 2-1 to Lorenzo Cain. Now 3 balls, 1 strike. Weaver allowed 4 runs in 6 innings on opening day in Seattle. He's given up 5 and 4 1/3 so far tonight. 3-time All-Star. 3rd all-time winningest Angel pitcher. Trailing only Chuck Finley and Nolan Ryan. Payoff pitch missing away. Ball 4. So Cain heads down to first. Fourth walk issued by Weaver tonight.
Well, remember Cain trying to steal the last time he was out at first base, and Eric Ibar making a great tag.
Hosmer struck out in the first, walked, came around to score in the 4th. Royals lead 5-1, top of the 5th inning in Anaheim. Kansas City, one of 4 remaining teams without a loss in Major League Baseball. Detroit and Atlanta now 5-0. Royals at 4-0. Colorado 4-0, but they are losing 9-3 in the 6th to the Cubs. To Hosmer, reaches out, fouls it off down the left field line. So the count now 2-2.
I think Kansas City this year, it's going to be a tougher division, that AL Central. You've got 4 teams that you could make an argument for to be at the top of the division. I think the only one that isn't in the conversation, the Minnesota Twins. But you watch with the Royals, they swept the White Sox. And they've looked good so far up to this point here against the Angels. Detroit, they've got their star-studded cast.
With Cain on the move, it's a base hit into right field for Hosmer. Cain in at 3rd, so runners on the corners for the Royals with 1 out. As we check in next to the Royals dugout with JP.
Kenny, it's really interesting. I think I probably have the best seat in the house here watching the Royals as they go through the ball game. You saw before the game a little bit of a rally, Sal Perez getting his teammates going. And there you see, after Moustakas' home run, players actually leaving the dugout to congratulate him, which I'm sure, as Eric can attest, you don't often see that in the major leagues.
All right, thanks, JP. So that Hosmer base hit knocks Weaver out of the game. Drew Rosinski coming out of the Angels pen.
Take a look at Lorenzo Cain running the bases. Now this ball is hit out to right field. Watch how he picks it up. Oh, what am I going to do? Does a nice job there. Now this gets a little dicey here. Oh! See that left arm go back? You go, man, you got to be kidding me. Head first slide. Hopefully he's okay. But really, no, nice job around second base, picking up the ball.
The first and third for the Royals with one out as Morales fouls off the first pitch from the 26-year-old right-hander out of Ohio State, Drew Rosinski, who pitched in 3 games for the Angels last season. It's his first appearance this year. Spent most of last season in Double-A. And just 4 years ago, he was making $600 a month pitching in an independent league.
Yeah, quite a climb. Again, not overpowering stuff, but it will get it up there about 91, 92.
Morales with a base hit into center field. Cain scores easily. Hosmer in at third. So it's a run batted in for Kendrys Morales. And the Royals now lead 6-1.
This is the only guy that really hasn't gotten in on the party, although he made a fine defensive play. Alex Gordon 0 for 2 tonight, 2 strikeouts. It's going to be interesting to watch him throughout this year. Coming off the wrist surgery, and it's not like he had that surgery the beginning of the offseason. Had it in the middle of the winter. Ned Yost telling us that he's going to have to monitor Alex Gordon and pick his spots when he plays them. They hope to continue to strengthen that wrist throughout the season.
They held him back at times during spring training. And here in the early going, will sit out some day games after night games in order to give the wrist some extra rest.
Yeah, I always found that interesting, though, when people would say, well, we're going to let him, he's going to get stronger through the course of the year. Well, I mean, typically you wear down over the course of the year. It's not as if you're going to get stronger. This game is every day. It's not like you could take 3 weeks off and it just doesn't happen. Not if you're on the active roster. I will say that as a hitter, there is nothing more debilitating than having some sort of hand or wrist injury. Because what that leads to are bad habits. If you start to compensate, you try to do other things. Again, this guy is such a huge piece to the success of the Royals.
Popped up, shallow left. Shortstop Ibar makes the catch. 2 away. Let's check in on the Diamondbacks and the Dodgers as we head to Cole Wright of the Fox Sports 1 studios for a game break. All right, thanks very much, Cole. 2 outs. Top of the 5th inning here in Anaheim as Jared Weaver was chased after 4 1/3. A rough night for the Southern California Aces.
I remember last year Kershaw had a very tough outing against the Diamondbacks, and after that turned the season around and just went on a tear.
Alex Rios, 2-run single his last time up. If there's anybody on this Royals roster that hopes that they make it back to the postseason, it's got to be Alex Rios. He's played the most games among active major league players without ever going to the postseason.
Well, he made the right choice of coming to the Royals. Not only will he be a key part, providing that right-handed bat, was left vacant when Billy Butler exited and went to Oakland.
Over 1,500 regular season games for Rios, no playoffs. Throw down to second from Butera. And now tagged out, trying to get back to third is Hosmer. So the inning comes to an end. Royals add a run. They now lead the Angels 6-1. Has retired the last 8 Angels he has faced. Last Angel to reach base was Eric Ibar, who singled back in the second, and he leads off here at the bottom of the 5th with the Royals out on top 6-1. Kansas City has started 5-0 only once in franchise history. That was back in 2003 when they got off to a 9-0 start. Finished the season at 83-79.
Well, also been impressive with Guthrie. Only 48 pitches so far. Been very efficient.
It's his first start of the regular season. His last meaningful start was Game 7 of the World Series.
Pretty important game, huh? When you think of it, he's the leader of the staff.
Nice play by Moustakas.
Now, you talk about nice plays by a third baseman. Let's take a look at David Freese in the previous inning. Watch where he has his right foot. He knows Hosmer's coming back, and he is going to block it with his foot. Head first slide. There's not going to be any problem. The only problem is if you're the base runner, you jam a finger, dislocate a finger. Freese does a great job of dropping that foot down in front of the bag.
With one away, here's Efrain Navarro. Struck out his first time up. This is his 9th season in the Angels organization. He was a 50th round draft pick out of UNLV back in 2007. 28 years of age, played in 64 games for the Angels last season. Quickly falls behind. 0-2. So J.P. Morosi, a rare 50th round draft pick to make the major leagues.
Rare, Kenny, but not rare in this ballpark tonight. There's actually a second 50th round draft pick here, Gerard Dyson of the Royals. And when I mentioned to Dyson about Navarro, he said, "Hey, I thought I was the only one in the big leagues right now." But in fact, there are two. And I should note, Kenny, the 50th round of the MLB draft no longer exists. It's only 40 rounds now.
Nor does the 62nd round, and that's where your longtime teammate Mike Piazza was drafted.
Hey, you think about it, whether it's the 50th round or the 62nd round, all those teams that passed, and that could be, you know, as a player, oh man, I got no chance. But it just goes to show, if you believe in yourself, there's hope.
Well, how about Drew Wazinski, who came into the game in relief of Weaver? He was not even drafted. On the other hand, you have Jeremy Guthrie, who just walked the 50th round pick. Guthrie was a first round pick by Cleveland back in 2002.
Yeah, pitcher out of Stanford. He started his collegiate career at BYU. Went on a mission. Ended up in Stanford. I believe he was 23 years old when he was a first round pick.
Here's Drew Butera, fly to left his first time up. He was 23 when he was drafted in the first round, and J.P. Guthrie probably has more stamps on his passport than you, Eric, and myself combined.
He does, Kenny. He has played for Team USA at the WBC. He has played abroad on MLB All-Star teams in Japan and Taiwan. He's done clinics in China, Panama, Italy, Spain, Belgium, the Netherlands, and England as well. And when I talked to him a couple months ago about international baseball in general, Kenny, he said, quote, "I'm the Fresno State of international baseball. Anybody, anytime, anywhere."
He started Game 7 of the World Series, Eric, and then the next week he headed to Japan with a team of other major leaguers as Butera singles to right for his first hit as an Angel, moving Navarro over to third.
Well, and this is why that hole was wide open. You watch Infante, and he is going to head here to second base because the runner's moving. Take a look at it right now. Look at, and there's that hole wide open. Butera does a nice job of shooting the ball to right field. Runners on first and third here.
Johnny Giavotella at the plate. And he takes a called strike, grounded to second his first time up. Angels with runners on the corners and one out. Navarro at third, Butera over at first. Out number two as Giavotella lines out to Infante.
Now Giavotella hoping to find that same hole that Butera just found. Infante doing a nice job of covering some ground. Hit it off the end of the bat.
So with two away and runners on the corners, it's Cole Calhoun, who homered his first time up and then grounded out to the first baseman Hosmer in the third.
Well, one swing of the bat could make this a two-run ball game. Calhoun leading off the ball game, as you mentioned, with that home run.
He's now 3 for 6 with 2 home runs lifetime against Guthrie. Calhoun with a drive to right center, and it bounces up against the wall. Here comes Butera. So 2 runs score. It's now a 6-3 game as Calhoun drives in his second and third runs of the night.
Yeah, you just kind of felt like this was going to happen, the way Calhoun has swung the bat tonight, that short, compact swing. See, that ball is up in the zone. He drives that thing to right center. He's doing a nice job of trying to get it in. Base hit right here. We got ourselves a ball game. Again, the important thing for Guthrie to be able to hand the ball off to the bullpen with a comfortable lead.
Chance of MVP as Mike Trout takes strike 1. Trout singled in the first and then grounded to third in the third inning as time is called by the home plate umpire Doug Eddings. It's amazing, Eric. Trout is still the youngest player on this Angels roster. Now, in a couple of days, he'll play his 500th Major League game.
Just a testament to his talent. And the crazy thing is people still talk about him getting better, being even more productive.
Trout born on August 7th, 1991, the day after the first website was created. Some back then said computers were a fad. So he will turn 24 this August.
Trout having some healthy cuts. A lot has been made of the amount of strikeouts and going after him high in the zone. We'll see if Guthrie chooses to attack him in that fashion.
Trout 5 for 15 against Guthrie. 1 home run. Another foul off the mask of Perez.
I think as many as he's fouled off to 1-2 count. I think you can go up high out of the zone. Not high for a strike, but high out of the zone. That's a good pitch. That's a good pitch. Now you've done 2 things. You can open up the outside part with a breaking ball, or you go back in there and try to get more of the plate. Still not in the zone from a height perspective, but try and get it over the plate, but up out of the zone. I'm going back in.
Whoop, right center, base hit. Calhoun scores. 3rd run batted in of the season for Trout as the Angels cut the Royals lead to 6-4.
That's a great job of hitting to the count. Knowing all you need is a base hit. This ball is too far down in the zone. Because of that inside-out swing, he's able to fight that ball off to second base hit tonight. Basically in the same spot as well. Neither ball hit extremely well, but just strong enough to fight that off, drive in the run. Really is impressive. Again, I talk about knowing the situation. Sure, you want to go up there and drive the ball out of the ballpark, but behind in the count, knowing what the pitcher is going to do to you, able to fight it off, take the RBI.
Ryan Madsen making his return to the major leagues. Up and throwing in the Royals pen. Strike one to Albert Pujols. Guthrie was sailing along. He had retired 9 in a row, but then a one-out walk to the number 7 hitter Navarro. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Foul ball coming back this way, just above our broadcast booth. 0-2.
I think you got to give a lot of credit to Mike Scioscia for this inning, and I say that. Put the hit and run on with Navarro at first base and Tara up at the plate. Executed perfectly.
Gutierrez singled for his first base hit as an Angel. Gianvotello lined out, and then Calhoun with a 2-out, 2-run double, followed by a run-scoring single off the bat of Trout. Time called prior to that pitch. Grounded to third with Stockis across to retire Pujols, but the Angels score 3 in the inning. It's now a 2-run game. Alex Rios leads off for the Royals here in the top of the 6th inning against Drew Rosinski, who came on in relief of Jared Weaver in the 5th. Rios with a 2-run single his last time up, as the Royals scored 5 runs in the 4th inning. But the Angels came back with 3 in the bottom of the 5th. So it's now a 6-4 game as Rios fouls it back, now 1-2. Salvador Perez, who homered in the 4th, waiting on deck. Called strike 3, so Rios down on strikes. First strikeout for Rosinski. Well, who are the 4 players who best represent the history of your favorite franchise? Go to MLB.com/franchise4 to cast your ballots. Winners will be revealed during the All-Star Game, July 14th. On Fox.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that. It's going to be a lot of fun to see some of the ball clubs, the history, and know, who people believe are the top 4.
A lot of tough decisions to make.
Doesn't necessarily mean you were one of the best 4, but maybe the most popular, the most enjoyable to watch. Be interesting to see how far back some of these organizations will go.
Perez with his second hit of the game, a base hit to right field. Let's check out the franchise 4 nominees for the Royals and the Angels.
Yeah, some great names there. Hall of Famer George Brett, Nolan Ryan, the Angels.
Alex Gordon makes the list. Mike Trout on the Angels side.
That's going to create a lot of interest, a lot of discussion. Where's Bobby Grich of the Angels? Rod Carew. Do we see a Rod Carew there?
Wow, how does Rod Carew not make the list?
Can't make the list, but he's got a number retired here, huh?
Can there be write-in votes like on the All-Star ballot?
Well, you can go online and take a look at the list. If you're an Angel fan right now, somebody's got to get bumped. Rod Carew's got to be on it. Remember that this is a players only. It's not managers or broadcasters.
Terrific play by Giavotella to retire Infante.
That's a heck of a catch right there. His back to the ball. He's watching it all the way. No fear of Calhoun in right field. Good communication. Yeah, like that.
114 starts for the Royals over the last 4 seasons. Played in only 12 games last year for Kansas City. As this will stay fair. So Escobar with the second hit of the inning. For the Royals, they have runners on first and second with 2 out.
I see David Freese just hoping that maybe the infield's a bit sloped and the ball will roll off of that infield dirt to the foul territory area. Does exactly what you're supposed to do. Tells you right there, that's a darn level field right there. You know, their fields, grounds crew will cater the field to the type of team that they have.
Moustakas takes ball 1. He's reached base twice, walked in the first. Solo home run in the 4th. His second of the season, one of 2 Kansas City home runs in the 4th inning tonight. Perez had the other.
This a very important at bat for both ball clubs. Moustakas can regain the Kansas City momentum with a base hit, drive in some runs. Brzezinski can keep that Angel momentum if he can retire Moustakas. See the shift, the Angels. David Freese on the left side of the infield.
Moustakas struggled against the shift last season, but Ned Yost told us that this season he's been using all 3 fields, had some point hits against the shift in spring training, and 1 during the regular season.
You know, you don't necessarily need to do it all the time, but at least he's put it in the minds of opposing ball clubs. You know, whether doing it in spring training, just something you have to consider now if you're defending against Moustakas.
This time Moustakas strikes out, so the Royals strand 2 in the 6th. They lead by 2. Back at Angel Stadium on a Saturday night in Southern California. Kenny Albert, Eric Karros, JP Morosi. We are not taking selfies here in the booth.
Not yet.
Matt Joyce 0 for 2 tonight. And he pops this one up. Back behind second. One away. All right, here we go, Eric. Come on in.
Perfect. There you go. All right. We are now a member of the media, whatever it is. What do you call it? Media, social media, that too, yeah. See
Welcome.
how up to date? I caught Marty doing some selfies a little earlier.
Marty's the king of the selfie.
Yeah.
One away, here's David Freese. Freese has flied out twice tonight. 4 for 17 on the season.
I think he's going to be key for this ball club this year. They're going to need him to perform all year long.
Moustakas across, 2 away.
I'm telling you, the more and more I see Moustakas play defense and see how athletic he is, I appreciate him more and more as a player. I had an opportunity to do 5 games, I think, last year on the Fox schedule, the Royals. And I'm telling you, he can flat out play. You know, it's amazing what this game can do to you mentally, because he obviously struggled last year, especially offensively. But man, he's got some physical talent.
Now 1 to Ibar. Guthrie missing high, now 1-1. 81 pitches to this point through 5 2/3. In Guthrie's first start of the season. We asked Ned Yost before the game, what do you hope to see from Guthrie tonight? He said, I hope he pitches like all of our other starters have so far. Royals doing it with terrific pitching, defense, and the long ball. Root to the shortstop, Escobar. Through 6. 6-4 Kansas City. Welcome back. We move to the 7th. Royals with a 6-4 lead. Kansas City scored 5 runs in the 4th inning. Lorenzo Cain leading off against Drew Wazinski. Cain has reached base twice tonight. Struck out, singled, walked, and scored in the 5th. Royals looking to remain unbeaten after winning their first 4 games. Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on more than 400 devices with MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service. Real-time highlights, live look-ins, pitch tracking, widget, and more every night on every device. Visit MLB.TV for details.
Love that app. Absolutely love it.
Stay out for all 19 innings of the Red Sox and Yankees last night?
I can honestly say I did not. Well, I tuned in, I think it was the 12th or 13th, and I had a chance to listen to Bob Costas and John Smoltz. It's a great way to start the season. You get your first game, you get 19 innings in. You got to be pretty fired up about that.
627 pitches in the game. Line drive caught by Pujols, who played in a 20-inning game 5 years ago this week. I know because I was there with Tim McCarver in St. Louis.
They see Pujols get some air there and making the catch.
Cesar Ramos coming out of the bullpen. That's all for Drew Wazinski. 2014, they made the postseason for the first time since 1985. Beat the A's in a wild card extra inning thriller. Went on to sweep the Angels and the Orioles. 8 straight wins. Headed to the World Series undefeated in postseason play, and then lost in Game 7 to the Giants.
Yeah, a lot of people talked about the way they play as far as the stealing bases, and the great defense, the pitching. And I would characterize it as they are relentless but not reckless. And the type of baseball that they played last fall, they've continued it into this year. Exciting. I mean, how you could not want to just sit down and watch this ball club. I mean, they keep you on the edge of your seat, no matter if they're out in the field or up at the plate or out on the mound.
And the core of their ball club, the key players, grew up together in the organization.
Well, and one of the things to be said about it, they've lost together, they've gone through struggles together, they've gained confidence together.
Hosmer retired for out number 2. 30-year-old left-hander Cesar Ramos, the third Angels pitcher of the night, out of Long Beach State, where he was a teammate of tonight's Angels starter Jared Weaver, and last night's winning pitcher for the Royals, Jason Vargas.
Now, how would you like to be on one of those other college teams and having to go in and face Long Beach State back in the day, and seeing those three?
And then you also had Evan Longoria, Troy Tulowitzki.
The thing is, they weren't pitching, so I didn't really care. Although they were probably making some great defensive plays.
Morales rips a base hit into the gap in right center. His third hit of the night. He's been on base 4 times.
Kendrys Morales, he might be the sneaky sign of the offseason. You know, a lot of people focusing on what he did last year, signing in the middle of the season. And you look at what he did while he was here with the Angels. 34 home run guy, over 100 RBIs, 43 doubles. And if he could just get back to something that resembles that, what a great addition for this Royals ball club.
A visit from pitching coach Mike Butcher, with Alex Gordon at the plate. He's the only Royal without a hit tonight. Gordon 0 for 3, struck out twice. Mike Moore is up in the Angels' pen.
Obviously a trip there to give Warren some time to get loose down there. If Gordon does get on, I believe he comes in to face Rios.
Gordon 3 for 5 lifetime against Ramos. And he is hit by the pitch. First pitch from Ramos to Gordon hits him, so the Royals now with first and second with 2 outs.
I gotta believe we're going to see Mike Scioscia here, right?
Here he comes.
There's Mike.
Signals for the right-hander Mike Morin. doubleheader. Former lightweight champion Lyoto Machida battles Luke Rockhold. The action starts next Saturday at 6 Eastern. Free on Fox and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Fourth pitcher of the night for the Angels is 23-year-old right-hander Mike Morin. He will face the only Royal that he pitched to last night, and he retired Alex Rios. Now Rios steps in with runners on first and second and 2 outs.
Well, Morin has a great changeup. One of the best in the game. Not afraid to throw it at any time in the count. One of those type of pitches where you can even say, hey, Mr. Batter, I'm throwing a changeup. Good luck.
Rios 1 for 3 tonight, drove in 2 runs back in the 4th inning. Morales the runner on second. Gordon takes his lead off first. Top of the 7th in Anaheim. Royals lead 6-4. And the first pitch from Warren in for a called strike, 0-1. Rios pops it up. Catcher Butera in foul territory makes the catch. So the Royals strand 2. 7th inning stretch time in Anaheim. Well, Jeremy Guthrie threw only 9 pitches in the 6th, so he will come out and start the 7th for the Royals.
Yeah, and usually the 7th inning, that's where it's lights out for other ball clubs. And you look at the big 3, Herrera, Davis, and Holland. What they did last year, I mean, that was just, the game was essentially over. Now tonight, Ned Yost telling us before the game, Herrera probably going to get the night off. So that figures into maybe let's run Guthrie out there again.
Right, he gave Holland the night off last night. Davis earned the save. So tonight it's Herrera's turn. Franklin Morales and Ryan Madsen up in the Royals pen. Bottom of the order, Navarro leads off. He worked out a key walk back in the 5th inning. And the Angels wound up scoring 3 runs.
Yeah, with 1 out, he drew a walk, and then the hit and run base hit by Butera.
Center field, Lorenzo Cain, 1 away. So after allowing the 2-run double to Calhoun and the run-scoring single to Trout. Guthrie has settled down and has retired the last 5 Angels he has faced. As Chris Iannetta will pinch hit for Drew Butera.
Iannetta gets the bulk of the catching time. Got some pop.
He's just 1 for 14 so far this season. Hit .252 last year. Iannetta 0 for 8 lifetime against Jeremy Guthrie. 1 out, bottom of the 7th inning in Anaheim. Foul off to the right side. Hosmer able to make the catch. A snow cone catch as he reaches over into the first row.
Oh, nice job by Hosmer finding dugout railing. Gets over there. He's got his hand out. Got that long glove. Whoa!
Here's Hosmer last night. Right in the same area.
Yeah, doing a nice job over there. Again, that's what you talk about defensively with this ball club. It's not that they don't make errors, but how many hits or opportunities do they take away from the opposing offense? And that doesn't show up in the box score. It shows up in the metrics and all the analysis that individual clubs do. But that's what separates this Royals ball club from a lot of others. Not only do they not make errors, but they're taking outs away from the other ball club. You don't get 27 outs. You get about 24 because the Royals are going to make some great plays.
The 0-2 to Giovotella. Moustakas. A 1-2-3 7th for Jeremy Guthrie. All right, thanks, Don, and we look forward to Fox Sports Live following the game as Salvador Perez leads off for the Royals here in the top of the 8th inning. He's 2 for 3 tonight, a 2-run homer in the 4th inning, singled in the 6th. Facing Mike Morin, who retired, the only batter he faced in the 7th inning. 0-2 on Perez. Iannetta remained in the game behind the plate for the Angels. Two home runs in the 4th for the Royals. First, Moustakas, a solo shot, and then Perez with a 2-run home run. Royals now with 8 home runs over their first 6 games as Perez pops it up to the right side. 1 away. Eric, how about Jeremy Guthrie? Remains in for the 7th after a 9-pitch 6th inning and retires the Angels in order on only 11 pitches in the 7th.
Well, he did everything he needed to do, and especially knowing that Herrera wasn't going to be available tonight. Herrera usually set for that 7th inning. Guthrie could not have pitched better. A little shaky in that 5th round, but able to recover.
94 pitches for Guthrie through 7 innings. How about this? In 5 of the 7 innings, 11 or fewer pitches.
Now, you talk about efficiency. Ned Yost couldn't have asked for a better performance from Jeremy Guthrie.
And the Royals bullpen has not yet allowed a run this season over the first 4 games. Fonte, left field, Matt Joyce, 2 out. There's Wade Davis in the Royals pen. Picked up the save last night. Alcides Escobar at the plate. 1 for 4, an infield single his last time up. Escobar pops it up. High bar under it. A 1-2-3-8 for Mike Morin.
Obviously, he's an MVP guy year in and year out. Whenever you're facing him, you know you need to be able to make a pitch.
I think greatness comes every day, and he's a great example of that.
5 tools, 6 tools. If you have that type of guy, you really have to be careful going up against a guy like that.
Well, Mike Trout will bat second here in the 8th. For the Angels, Eric, they trail by 2.
Trail by 2, and now you get to see Mr. Davis. Not a lot of fun. You see the numbers from last year, 9-2, 72 innings pitched, a 1 ERA.
He struck out the side to earn the save last night in the 9th inning. Will face the top of the order: Calhoun, Trout, and Pujols. First pitch is a foul ball. 0-1. Calhoun is 0 for 1 against Davis lifetime, with Trout looming in a 2-run game. Calhoun 2 extra base hits tonight, a home run and a double. He's driven in 3 runs. Calhoun and Trout with all 4 Angel runs batted in.
Well, you mentioned Holland had the night off last night. This is Davis's inning right here. Holland be ready for the 9th.
A 1-1 from Davis, missing away. Now 2-1. Royals started. Jeremy Guthrie went 7 innings, allowed 4 runs on 6 hits. Two and 2.
Well, you see Calhoun right here. He's looking for something out over the plate. He's not afraid to try and drive something. He's not looking to just get a base hit. He's looking for extra bases right there. I'm not so sure, though, if I'm not just trying to get on base. I've got 2 hitters behind me that with one swing of the bat, if I'm standing out at first base, it becomes a tie ball game. Right, Trout, Pujols.
In the dirt, full count.
And this is where, as a hitter, you've got to know that the scoreboard dictates how you approach this pitch. Again, as a hitter right now, you're just trying to get down to first base. Got to put the ego aside any way you can. Get down to first and pass the baton.
Left field, Alex Gordon. 1 out.
Well, Davis, a power pitcher. We'll see if he goes up in the zone against Mike Trout. Like 2 base hits tonight. Not hit exceptionally hard, but base hits nonetheless. The big RBI. Both into right center field.
Trout, the last Angel to reach base back in the 5th inning. 8 straight have been retired. Trout 2 for 6 lifetime against Davis. Bounce to the shortstop, Escobar. Trout is retired.
That is a sweet defensive play right there. You got the speedy Mike Trout running down to first base. Escobar comes in, backhands it on an in-between hop. Watch this. Just smooth, good transfer, fires it over to first. Again, it's not so much that they don't make errors. It's the plays and the balls that are hit that they take away opportunities from the other ball club. And the game is all about run prevention.
Pujols, first pitch. Rios has it. So Wade Davis retires the Angels in order on 9 pitches in the 8th. We head to the 9th. Royals leading the Angels 6-4. Follow your favorite team and players all season with MLB.com at Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At Bat is up to the moment and any moment with the in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcast, StatCast, and more. Get MLB.com at Bat. Now, 5th pitcher of the game for the Angels is the 25-year-old left-hander Jose Alvarez, making his 3rd appearance of the season. Pitched 2/3 of an inning in last night's game. And he will face Mike Moustakas leading off for the Royals here in the top of the 9th. Royals scored 5 in the 4th. And Moustakas got things started with his 2nd home run of the season. They would bat around, score 5 runs on 6 hits in the 4th inning against Angel starter Jared Weaver. Angels came back with 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning. Angels will have the middle of their order due up in the bottom of the 9th. Joyce, Freese, and Ibar. With Greg Holland looming in the Royals' pen. Moustakas reaches out. And it's a base hit into shallow left field. 2nd hit of the game for Moustakas.
Moustakas having a night. Walk, home run, stolen base, base hit there. Some nice defensive plays over at 3rd.
So with Moustakas out at 1st, here's Lorenzo Cain, who has reached base twice tonight. Now has a hit in all 5 games this season. Escobar, Kane, Hosmer, Morales, and Perez, all with 5-game hitting streaks. Royals have now outscored their opponents 31-13.
They came in tonight with a team on base percentage of .400.
They have still not committed an error. Their bullpen is not allowed to run. Colorado lost to the Cubs. So the Royals, Tigers, and Braves are the only remaining undefeated teams in Major League Baseball. Detroit and Atlanta at 5-0. Kansas City 3 outs away from a 5-0 start.
Yeah, I get the Detroit, Kansas City, the Braves. I don't think anybody would have thought that they would start like that.
No.
I mean, I think the addition of A.J. Przinsky probably has led to that start.
Putting off his broadcast career for one more season.
Broadcast or wrestling career, I'm not sure which one.
One and two on Kane with Eric Hosmer waiting on deck. Moustakas takes his lead off first. And Kane strikes out for the second time today.
This pitch just continuing to run away from the right-handed hitter.
So with one out, here's Hosmer. He has reached base twice. Walked and scored in the fourth, singled in the fifth. Top of the ninth inning at Anaheim. Kenny Albert, Eric Karros, J.P. Morosi down by the Royals dugout. Kansas City with a 6-4 lead as Hosmer is hit and will head down to first. Second Royal hit by a pitch in the last 3 innings. Gordon hit in the 7th by Ramos.
And not any intention at all, but both of the hit batters tonight, Gordon and, as you mentioned, now Hosmer, they haven't been just little brushes with the ball. Those have been just, that was right in the middle of the back, and Gordon got it square on the right arm. Both of those going to leave a mark.
Kendrys Morales, 3 hits tonight. First pitch, right field corner. Catch is made just shy of the warning track by Calhoun. Moustakas moves to third. So the Royals with runners on the corners and 2 away.
Alex Gordon, the only Kansas City Royal without a hit tonight.
He was hit by a pitch his last time up. Vinny Pistano is up in the Angels pen. Mike Butcher out to the mound. Fox Sports Live coming up following the Angels and the Royals. Gordon just 1 hit so far this season, 1 for 12. We talked about his right wrist surgery back in December. There's Moustakas on third and Hosmer over at first. Gordon, first pitch, fouls it off. 0-1. Series finale tomorrow. The Royals ace Yordano Ventura up against C.J. Wilson, who retired the last 17 batters in his first start.
And C.J. Wilson had a great start against the Seattle ball club.
Well, the Royals strand 2. We head to the bottom of the 9th. Joyce, Freese, Ibar due up against Holland. Our T-Mobile game changer, Salvador Perez, the Royals catcher with 2 hits, including a 2-run homer in the 4th. Last year, including postseason, 158 starts behind the plate, most in Major League history. And he is behind the plate as Matt Joyce steps in to face the Royals closer, Greg Holland. .46 saves last season and 48 opportunities for Holland. He won the first Mariano Rivera Award as the top relief pitcher in the American League. Royals bullpen has not allowed an earned run this season in 11 innings. They've given up just 4 hits and a batting average of .143.
And he had the night off, last night, so he should be ready to roll.
Wade Davis pitched a perfect 8th. The starter Jeremy Guthrie went 7, allowed 4 runs on 6 hits. Right back to the box. Holland to Hosmer, 1 away. Coming up after the game, stick around. Fox Sports Live highlights from all of today's action. A complete recap of tonight's NASCAR Sprint Cup race from Texas. And the latest from the 3rd round of the Masters. Fox Sports Live after the game right here on Fox Sports 1, streaming live on Fox Sports Go. With 1 away, David Freese, who is 0 for 3 tonight. Great job by our entire crew here at Angel Stadium, led by producer Brad Zager, director Matt Gangle, associate director Gilbert Cepeda, technical producer is Tom Lynch, associate producer Zach Kidman, Marty Aronoff and Mark Seguro crunching the numbers. Bottom of the 9th inning, 1 out. To Freese, 0-2.
When you talk about the back end of this bullpen for the Royals, they're going to get Luke Hochevar back. He's going to be able to lengthen this bullpen. We talked about Madsen, we didn't see tonight.
Escobar, 2 out.
You know, you talk about the great pitching, and then you complement that with the great athletes out there on defense. There just aren't a lot of opportunities for base hits. Again, we talk about this game now is all about run prevention. And I'm not sure that there is a team that does it better than these Kansas City Royals.
The last 12 Angels have been retired. Down to their final out. Ibar 1 for 3. And he takes a called strike, 0-1. Royals now 1 strike away from just the second 5-0 start in franchise history. They started 9-0 in 2003. And that will do it. A called strike 3. Holland the save, Guthrie the win. For Eric Karros and J.P. Morosi, Kenny Albert saying so long from Anaheim. Royals win at 6-4. Fox Sports Live starts now.